Hello and welcome to Dharma with Kai. I'm your host, Kylie, and this podcast is verified. Quick disclaimer that the stories that I share with you during this cast are not sharing any confidential information or does it identify a person's identity. Today, I'm going to share with you why I created Dharma with Kai. I would like to also add a disclosure that Dharma with Kai is not a nonprofit or 503(c) business. I'm going to share my contact information in the future once I have some legal actions to secure my identity clearance and have my brand figured out. And it is not my time to take on those things. I have shared in previous episodes that I have a website and it is in the progress of being shared in future months. I have to start off owning up to what comes with having a life like mine. It is different, and I have to do what is conducive to myself first and authentically create an environment that displays authenticity for my listeners. And I also do not like to live a lifestyle that enables my listeners false hope on my demeanor. So I live a private life and I am always working on something. Different areas, cultures, environmental factors, and time requires often that I have to show up differently to acclimate quickly. Experience and exposure has equipped me with the ability to do so. It is important that I did have an opportunity to do some work outside of work on my own, leading me to create Dharma with Kai. I'm a better person today than I was years, months, weeks, and even a day ago. I'm a practitioner and I have always had the wisdom to accomplish anything that I set out to do. The passions that I hold dear to my heart and flesh are the law and finding a new balance in health. I would not call myself a life coach or anyone that is trying to one up the next. I had my own process in establishing a brand and my idea of wellness. Webster's Dictionary in Oxford defined Dharma as a moral law that governs individual conduct. It's one of the four ends of life, and there are different types of Dharma depending on a person's class, status, and station in life. The word Dharma comes from the Sanskrit's root word, which means to hold or maintain. Upholding healing that is personalized to myself and my intuitive nature to sense the future state of life is a strength of mine. What makes this path to claiming myself and telling my story when other societal and generational contexts told me that I should not is being reputable and telling my truth. I declared to myself that I would not allow anyone to narrate or control my life. Life is not something you ever have to participate in when you are the only version in your life. No, the purpose of Dharma is not to sell a product or good. Creating a new venture outside of my traditional role that I have to attend to was necessary to ground myself into my foundational healing. When I refer to the roles that I have in my life, I'm defining mother, daughter, advocate, friend, career, and other positions. I have taken time away from the spotlight, social media, and other engagements that continuously reintroduced relationships and opportunities that enabled me to only fill a space, void, or participate in someone else's life. According to the Worldometer, the population of individuals in the United States alone is 346,012,710 individuals, and that fluctuates with deaths and births. I knew that I had to do something different. I only wish a life of healing for our world. However, I had to start on myself, and many are unable to do that. I could offer healing to others years ago. However, there were too many components of my life that were not healthy. Now, I'm not perfect. However, I now know how to have those areas compartmentalized into a diagram similar to the hierarchy of needs. There are some people, places, or things that I have had to heal from. And I would say in my job, there is no intention to amend or redeem any person, place, or thing that was inserting a roadblock in imperative areas of me reaching my destination. Healing or making it to the mountaintop does not always happen in the form of a book, reconciliation process, or interview. If you've been hurt, you need to acknowledge and name what happened to you. However, never expect anyone to act, feel, latch, or hinge onto your idealization of how life should get lived or executed as. There are countless options of therapies or resources today. That is a viable option offered to every individual in our country without exhausting others to not live their version of their life and their true self. No need to break the silence or speak a lie to soothe others who are unable to relate to you. You have to learn how to relate to yourself. That means any form of relationship that you have in your life, whether personal or professional. The great thing about today is that you get to narrate your story without the pressures imposed from others. It is frustrating that everyone, even the ones that are deep in their work or have the highest level of degrees, economically govern our thoughts, our routes, pocketbooks, and schedules. I wanted to give a way out of this form of philanthropy that was barring our future from obtaining a better life without materials, a formula, or offerings of money or an incentive, which leads to clutter. And clutter is unhealthy. It is possible to achieve a healthy lifestyle of fulfillment without seeking or adding on things that you don't have enough storage for. Not referring to only physical storage, the storage of your internal, your mind, your body, and your soul. Dharma with Kai provides essential healing. I won't ever bore you with the many different hats that I have to wear. I am versatile in my experience. I do not have the most decorated resume. However, in this advanced world, there is no need to fixate on a resume or the format. I have contemplated this over some time and I was dying waiting on others. Instilling a safe space was always what I did for everyone, just not myself. I do not know what this is going to grow into, and I possibly could end up rebranding Dharma. I just needed to start somewhere. I don't ever recommend discussing the ins and outs with others. There's no way to work on self in this world that is constantly seeking out others or the accessibility that I could ignite and improve their world, leaving me in a drought. I am still healing, working through areas of my life, growing and evolving into the version of myself that I should have had the discretion to do as an individual years ago. I'm going to continue to share my vision on Dharma. Dharma with Kai is being built from the ground up. And yes, it is scary. However, it is the chance that I needed to take on myself for myself. Dharma with Kai is not offering a service, only perspective. And at times, I'm going to share insight or techniques that listeners can utilize on their path to healing and creating an environment of wellness within themselves. Throughout my podcast series, you're going to listen to episodes that make you reflect, and at times your emotional perspective is going to shift, and that's the process of healing. So keep the faith and trust in the process. Don't ever go backwards or defend yourself for doing the necessary things that you have to do for yourself. I want to thank you for listening to Dharma with Kai. Protect your peace. Adios.